Hello everyone, and welcome to Ori and the Blind Forest. My name is Aegis Dragon, and this is my first time doing anything on YouTube. And for my first time on YouTube, I wanted to play one of my favorite games of all time. I discovered this game a few years ago when my brother was playing it on his Xbox. And since then, I'd wanted to play it, but being a PlayStation kid, I couldn't, not until I'd saved up money for a gaming PC of my own. And when I did play it, I fell in love. So without further ado, let's get started. We shall always remember tonight. When I lost her to a great storm. As a child of her own. On that fateful night, when I lit the skies ablaze, I called out to Ori. Yet hope never came. passage of time. Life withered and decayed. When the forest was blind. Still holds its face. It orphaned once more. No reason to stay. Searching for my life. So weak and so frail. When cries were met with silence. And hope went astray. When my child's strength faltered. And the last breath was drawn. revived Ori, a new age had dawned. And here is where our journey begins. We lost everything. We lost our home, our surrogate mother, and even our lives. But something brought us back into this withered forest where all life has decayed. And now all we can do is move forward. This is a spirit light container. This basically serves as experience points. The more of these we collect, the closer we get to getting another skill point, which I'll get into in a moment. We see here that even the water has been touched by the corruption, polluted and poisonous, and hostile to life. This is a life shard. Should we ever lose any of our vitality, this will restore it. And this is an energy cell. It gives us more maximum energy, which we can now use to create a soul link. And this is our method of saving our game. And we get into our first fight, but we have no way to fight back. We can use him to clear the way. Enemies defeated will drop more of that spirit light that we can use to get to our next skill point. And there's our first skill point. The first thing I'm going to get is Spirit Magnet, which is more of a quality of life passive. It'll make it so that most pickups, life cells, energy cells, and spirit light will float slowly towards Ori. Most of the other abilities that you can get on this skill tree are passives or actives that'll help you along your journey. They are not completely critical, and there are challenge runs that you can do without using any skill points. I will not be doing that, because I'm simply not good enough at this game. It has been a long time since I've played it. Deep in the forest, Ori found what was lost. My strength is returning. I am Sign, the light and the eyes of the spirit tree. I was lost in this glen when she loosened her grip. I could guide you on your journey if you allow me to come. But be still, can you hear that? They must have followed you here. We get into our first fight. The only thing we can do is rely on Sign and her spirit fire. Fortunately, it seems they were no match for her. These words the spirit tree once said. In the glade past the caverns, we'll find him. There's a path up ahead. Now we have access to our map, which only shows us what we've discovered so far, and shows us where we need to go next. And now that we have Sign with us, we have more paths available to us, and that's mostly how this game is going to work. It's a Metroidvania in the style of Metroid and Castlevania, for which the genre was named after. Meaning that as we go through the game, we will unlock more powers and abilities that allow us to access more of this vast, sprawling world. Now, more enemies have spawned where previously there were none. Spirit wells are ancient structures that were used to quickly traverse all of Nabel. The light of the spirit wells will also replenish your strength whenever you are weary. These are our methods of saving our game outside of the spirit links. And there is a challenge in this game where you go through the entire game never creating a spirit link and only saving here at the spirit wells. And again, I will not be doing that because I am not good enough. You can see here that we can also use these to warp, but we have no other spirit wells active. Once we find another spirit well, we can teleport between them anytime we like, as long as we have access to one. Create another spirit link here, and don't get rekindle. It shortens the cooldown timer that allows us to create another spirit link, and now we can reactivate one without using energy, which is critical because there may be times where we need to save our game or want to access our skill tree and have no energy to do so. This wall was previously closed off to us, but now that we have sign, we can burst right through it and move on. See something down here. You found a keystone. Keystones are used to open spirit gates. We don't know what a spirit gate is quite yet, but since we just found a keystone, we can easily assume that we're going to come across one soon. And there's another one. And there's the gate. This spirit gate blocks us. They were built for protection before the days of decay. The required keystones must be nearby. To reach the spirit tree, we must pass the spirit caverns that lie beyond this gate. There are going to be a lot more gates like that barring our progress. Some of them requiring more or less keys. We have a branching path. If we try and go up here, we find an energy shard, which is what restores our energy cells. But we also find a wall that bars our path. We can't do anything about it. If we go further this way, we find a life cell, which increases our maximum vitality. But once more, we can't go any further. So once more, we have one option available to us. Head to the spirit caverns we were told to. And another spirit gate blocks our path. And we have no keystones to open it. Well, that was foreboding. You're gonna find hidden alcoves like that all over this wall, and they usually have a good secret in them. Some goodie to get. Once again, we cannot make our way forward. So we have to go back. We saw a gap down here. Let's see where it leads us. Now we can't make our way back. It's gonna only keep going down. Every time you get a skill point, it gives you a little screen nuke that'll wipe the screen of enemies and give you a chance to save. But you can't create a soul link to your enemies. So now, yes, I can. Now I will get Quick Flame, which allows you to shoot 3 flames before recharging. Previously, we could only shoot 2. But now we can shoot 3 before Sign has to take a brief moment to recharge. There were those that turned to hope. When she ravaged and killed. The light of the spirit tree lives in all of us. He's the reason we're alive, the reason we grew. When he called out to you many years past, we were attacked, wounded, and killed by our foe. Now these ancestral trees are all that's left behind. Come closer now and feel the light of Phil, the spirit inside. It looks like Phil was one of us, something like us, something we haven't seen before. He's dead now, but in death he has a gift. Now we have the ability to wall jump. It's our first traversal ability that'll allow us to get to places we haven't gotten before. And we find another energy cell. And I think I'll leave things off here. We've learned that something is terribly wrong with the forest, and it all started when the spirit tree called out to us. And some mysterious being has been attacking the forest and robbing it of its life and its light. Hopefully we'll find out more of that next time on Ori and the Blind Forest.